What's up, everybody, to another episode of the Seven Figures or Bust podcast, live edition from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Christian Brindle, your host, joined with my co-host, Glenn Shelton, and special guest, Chase Gruning, a.k.a. Coach G. Guys, we have a great episode for you today, a special Sunday episode for you.
Sunday edition.
Sunday edition. Guys, we are live here pre-seven-figure playbook event, bringing you a little bit of sneak behind the scenes, a little sneak peek, and kind of just showing you guys a little bit about where the event is going to be taking place. First off, Chase, thanks for being on the show yet again, friend of the show. And guys, we got a lot of good value to bring to you today. First off, Chase, talk about the seven-figure playbook, right? It's going to kick off tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Right here in Nashville, right in this room. What are the people going to be in store for that might be watching this that are on their way here right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome to see you guys come in here today. You've never been here, right?
Nope, never.
And just seeing all the studios, the content rooms, and just it gets you thinking bigger. I think that's the first thing that's going to happen. You come in here is people are going to think bigger, but it's super intimate. I mean, you can't see the whole theater right here. 108 seats. You're up close and personal. You can see the front row right here. I mean, everybody's right there with you in the audience. So I think it's going to be super cool just to have that intimacy with big time speakers, big time names, and just the value. I was going through this morning the people that are speaking tomorrow, and it's like, man, tomorrow's day alone is just so packed with value.
Yeah, 100%. And, I think it's a really unique environment, right? Because even though it is a relatively intimate event, right, 100 people, give or take live, that will be in attendance for the event, it is such a unique perspective because, like you said, as a speaker, you're going to be right here. The audience will be right there.
Yep.
Right. It's very theater-esque, if you will, theater format. Glenn, first time in Nashville since you were a wee lad.
A wee lad, yes.
What has the experience been like so far?
I was telling Chase right before we went live, you guys, I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, which is just a few hours north of here. So cool to be back. I haven't been in Nashville since I was probably 7 years old. Nashville, the energy here has been awesome, I would say, pretty much since we got off the plane last night. Just really unique, positive energy. Our hotel, there was this live music right there in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's been really new. Is that just kind of what's going on here in Nashville? There's just a lot of new building, new stuff happening, like
new infrastructure.
Yeah, new infrastructure. It
Yeah.
seems like I think it's awesome. This screen behind us, you guys, this is probably like 100. It's hard to even get 15 feet.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if I'm laying down. Like if I'm laying down,
Yeah.
like it's like probably 15 feet long. This is crazy.
Yeah, and you can't see we've got TVs on the side over here.
Yeah,
We're going to have the virtual. So make sure if you have not signed up for the free virtual, we're going to be able to see you. So we're literally looking at a TV right now, and we'll be able to see the people on the virtual and the Zoom, and you'll be a part of the deal. I mean, we're going to be working comments with you, answering questions, and you're going to be right here with us.
So I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most, aside from the content, that happened today, by the way, that's happening right now. No, I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most is getting a chance to see some of the other speakers in action. Some of them I've been able to have the privilege of seeing them speak several times, like Galen Hendricks, for example. But there's a lot of people I've never got a chance to see speak before. Chase, walk the people through a little bit of the lineup that they can be expecting over the next couple of days.
Yeah. I'll give away tomorrow, but I'm not going to tell you when. Okay?
Yes.
So we got a jam-packed day tomorrow. We got Galen Hendricks. She's flying in right now. Queen of the Bundle. I know a lot of people are tuning in and coming here for the cross-selling. Galen teaches a lot about the cross-selling. I do as well. Talk about first-year commission. How do we get that above $1,200 per client, per first-year commission per client?
Baby.
That'll be a big one.
Let's go.
Christian speaking tomorrow. And I've got the privilege of seeing everybody's presentation. So I know Christian's bringing some fire besides Glenn's. I'm still waiting on Glenn's.
It's a secret. I can't trust. That's classified.
Yeah, top secret information.
That's right. Top secret.
By the way, first summit, Glenn got us his presentation an hour before the event started, something like that. So this is part of the course.
Yeah, it's coming.
Thank you
coming.
for that.
But I know Glenn's talking about something that's super important, which is buying your time back, having just the ability to bring on basically administrative assistants virtually and really transform your business immediately.
Yes.
Without having to go through that whole hiring process. So I'm excited to hear about that. That's something we played around with a lot. And I'm just really excited to hear what your thoughts are and what your process is on that. Joe Pate, he's going to be speaking about annuities. How do we create another commission stream, another revenue stream from our Medicare clients? So that's one thing I think that we do uniquely and different is, okay, take that Medicare client. How do we not spend any more money on them, but we create a whole new stream of revenue? Emily, my wife's talking about branding on a budget. She's been a part of some big brands down here, Ryman, Gaylord, and really helped elevate those brands. So she's done that a lot with us, and excited for her to share her knowledge and wisdom there. I'll be speaking tomorrow, and then Tony Holland will be wrapping us up with how to build an empire. So huge day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it, guys. And, like Chase said, if you haven't already, let's say maybe for whatever reason, you weren't able to make it out, right? Family conflict, maybe you just, didn't have maybe the funds for the ticket and the travel. Understandable, right? It adds up. But if you're watching from home, you're having a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out. You can watch the event, like Chase said, for free. We have opened up the event to free for the live stream for anyone that wants to be able to kind of watch the presentations and watch the speakers, to be able to do so from the comfort of their home for no cost. Have we dropped the link on that?
No, I'm going to make sure, guys, in the comments below this video, I'm going to make sure the link is in there so you guys can sign up for that free virtual. You need to register in order to view the event tomorrow and Tuesday. And there will not be a recording available for free. I want to make sure that's clear too. So if you really want access to this content at no cost, you're going to have to watch it live. So I'll make sure that the registration link's below this video. I'm going to post it in the comments right now.
So I've been attending events since, I think the first one I ever went to was in 2020 for industry events. And, I look at my business prior to attending events, right? Started in the business 2014, this is year 11 for me. I look at my business after starting to attend events versus before, and the exponential growth that's taken place after starting to go to events and kind of getting a lot of, knowledge and, being able to network with other people and kind of just seeing the way they're doing things and innovative strategies that they're bringing to the table. What do you guys feel like? Because both of you have attended a lot of events. Chase, we can start with you. Like, what do you feel like is the number one strategy to getting the value out of an event and extracting all it has to offer for anybody that might be here or anybody that might be watching from home that's watching the live stream?
Yeah, that's a great question. We did a podcast this morning and talked about it. I feel like I sound like a broken record when I say this, but it's just so important. A lot of people come to us, I'm sure all three of us, and say, how do I do X, Y, or Z? Okay. And what they should be saying is, who can teach me how to do how? Okay. The who's will always teach you how. But to answer your direct question, when you come to an event like this, I think it's just really important to not get caught up in just getting everything written down and taking every single little note. Just focus on what's in front of you. Okay. And really go to the event knowing, hey, this is what I want to get out of this thing. Okay. Yeah. These are the top three things I want to get out of these things, and focus on those top three things. I think if you go in without a plan and you're just sponging everything up, you can get overwhelmed and overloaded. I think if you just have a list of maybe the top three things, knock those out. And really, if you're at the event, take a chance and go talk to a speaker and go a little deeper with them outside of the sessions if you can.
Wild concept there, Chase. Yeah. Wild concept. Guys, don't talk to me outside of the event, please. Only while I'm in this room. Christian would love. Yeah, he's also doing autographs, we're hearing as well. Potentially, if you bring up one of his books, he'll sign. No, I think that's a really great point. And this is the thing we've talked about on the podcast before about events and content and e-courses, because it kind of fits into some of the same category here. Is it's really about execution, right, you guys? Ideas are cheap. There's the content that we're going to go over tomorrow. I guarantee you it's not necessarily 100%, unique, right? There's going to be stuff I can tell you firsthand. There's going to be stuff that I cover that's not my ideas, right? but I am going to try to deliver it to you guys in a format that is combined uniquely. But the point being is you have to execute as the person consuming the content. You can go to every single event, you can read every single book, but if you're not executing the ideas in front of you, it's all essentially meaningless. It's all for nothing, right?
I think in addition to that, I think that brings up a great point, right? Like you might hear something that you've heard before or a concept that might not be foreign to you, but there might be a way that somebody else approaches it that's something that just kind of triggers something in you in a way that you might have not considered doing it that way before, right? That resonates with you, right? That kind of really kind of connects with the way that you run your business opposed to how someone else might, right? And so like an old concept in that regard can maybe come across as a fresh one in a way that you never thought of before from a different perspective.
That's a great point. And I think it's also really important. I mean, as we know, I like the sports background and tying things in there. When I was coaching, when I was playing, we did the same exact drills every day. Some people need the repetition. You need to hear it again. I promise you that. And maybe that 7th, 8th time where it actually sinks in and you take that action that Glenn's talking about. But I think Glenn hit it on the head there. It's like, just leave and do something with it, right? You have to do something with the information you get, or else it's just information.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, there's been so many instances where, like, I've seen countless agents, probably thousands over the years, that have gone to events, and I'll see a lot of them kind of push themselves into a corner, if you will, to where they'll take, and I've talked about this before on the podcast, you know, they'll take pages and pages of notes, and they might have 10 pages of notes, 15 pages of notes, and they put the pressure on themselves, if you will, to implement all of it. It's either all or nothing, which puts them in a situation where they get overwhelmed very quickly, right? They're excited and enthusiastic about what they're learning at the event, but then when it comes time to get home, that fades away, and they end up not implementing anything. Right. And I love what you said, Chase, and I totally agree. Like, you know, you don't have to implement 25 things. You know, if you implement, maybe you make a list of everything that you can implement, but prioritize and make a list of maybe 2 to 3 that are the most important.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot more doable for you to do at that point, I feel like.
Yeah. And I think we just need to be very honest too. Some of these people, you're going to need to go deeper with people. Okay. Whether it's Glenn talking about VAs, or maybe you need to come out and see us in the summit or join the coach's office. Like, there's going to come a point where you've got to do something different, and that's okay. So I think you need to come in with an open mind that maybe there's something out there where you can go deeper and have an opportunity to really make a long-term impact.
The practice analogy that Chase was mentioning, I think that really hits home. Again, I've got a 12-year-old son who's playing basketball, and seeing him improve over time. And a lot of it is the same drills over and over and over, right? Like doing a left-handed layup. You know, first time I saw him try to do a left-handed layup, I mean, he could barely get the ball to the rim. And now he can consistently make a left-handed layup almost anytime he wants. And it was that repetition over time of doing the same thing over and over, hearing that same thing over and over. So, you know, I think there's a lot to be said about practice makes perfect, and also hearing, sometimes you have to hear that information over and over. I'll give you one other example of this too, is one of the most successful final expense agents that I ever got a chance to work with. He started off and he was really struggling, was not a great salesperson. And he actually went down the road of neural programming, where he would listen to almost like a guided meditation of sorts in order to really change his mindset and essentially to reprogram it. And in a sense, you could say it's almost like practice, right? Like over and over. And it got to the point where he made the whole journey from A to Z. He went from striking out to writing some of the most final expense on his own pen that any independent producer ever has in an annual period. So I think, you know, a lot of people who are going to watch this, a lot of agents out there, if you're watching now or you're going to watch the 7-Figure Playbook tomorrow, you might see some really successful people who you think, man, I should be already at that level, but it takes practice. It takes time. Don't be hard on yourself. I think that's, some of you get caught up in that, right? Like the comparison.
Well, I think it was really unique getting to do a podcast with you this morning, Christian. We talked about 2014 to 2020. It was just you. Like, that's crazy to think 6 years of what you guys have built right now. 6 years is just you, no admin, no nothing.
Mhm.
And now you guys have built this mega conglomerate of 5 companies doing multiple millions, but no one peels it back and sees the 6 years it took to get there.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think it's the old Kobe Bryant analogy, right? Like, Kobe
Yes.
Bryant was there's legendary stories about him waking up at like 2 a.m, right? And like by the time all the other players,
Other
show
are coming
up,
in from drinking.
yeah. And he's like, finishing up his workout and going to the ice bath and everything, and he's just like, and nobody sees that,
Right.
but they see the game winners on TV. They
Right.
see, and they're like, I remember when I was in high school, watching Kobe Bryant playoff games with my friends, and they're haters, and they'd be like, they'd be like, he's so lucky. He's like fading away with like 3 guys on him. Like people are punching him. He's like fading back.
Literally, yeah.
He's making the shot, but it comes from those just crazy amount of hours and repetition that went into it for many years. And I think you can really correlate that with anything.
For sure.
Yeah.
When you're trying to be an expert at something. And so, even if it's not something that you take away from an event that maybe changes your business the first day you get home, it could be a habit that is performed over and over and over again that over time compounds and is transformative.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I think of everybody that's speaking tomorrow, it's like they all have a couple things in common. And the biggest thing is consistency. I say it all the time. It's easy to milk a cow. It's hard to milk it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we do at the end of the day is we really milk the same cow every day and do the same thing, but we've done it for a long period of time. That's led to some really big results. And I think a lot of people need to understand that repetition is a big part of what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Totally agree. The gym's a great example of that too, right? Anyone can go to the gym one time. It's not hard to go to the gym and work out for an hour or so or whatever, but to really get true results, you have to have a schedule, you have to implement a strategy, and it takes time to really put in that effort and get where you want to go. Super, super important to keep your eye on the prize and have a roadmap in place.
I've heard from time to time, and a couple of posts, agents ask about the live stream, like what time does it start? Because it's not a recording. I think it's important that we mention that,
live.
right? It's live. You're watching it live. So what time do people need to be on tomorrow morning, and how long can they expect it to go?
Yeah, 9 o'clock sharp. We're kicking off, and we're getting this thing going. I mean, we got a jam-packed speaker lineup. Some people are flying in, some people are flying out. We got to be on schedule. So 9 o'clock sharp.
9 Central.
9 Central.
9
Thank you. That's probably
Central.
what you were looking for there. 9
10
Central.
a.m. Eastern Standard.
Yep.
A lot of our Eastern Standard friends end up watching this.
6 a.m. Pacific.
And you'll be able to ask questions. I mean, we're going to be interactive in that chat. The speakers are going to be able to see you in the background. We'll have a quick lunch around the noon Central hour, and then we're back at it for an afternoon session. Same thing the next day. And then on Tuesday, remember we have Justin Thomas Falk. How do I say it? My buddy.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake. Yeah. He's going to be speaking on such an important topic. I mean, lead generation. Okay.
Yes.
Coach Burt, taking to the next level, how to really activate you to go to the next level, think bigger, do bigger, all those different things. And I think that's what a lot of people need. They need to be primed. They need to be activated. They need to be pushed to reach a new level. And then that afternoon, we'll have Cody Askins, Patricia St. Louis, Medicare Misty, Evan McGuffey with Comtrack is going to be talking about Comtrack. Anybody else I'm missing, guys? I think we've got them all.
I think that's it. And again, I got that link in the comments below this video, you guys. So if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay and it's not Monday yet, again, that's Monday, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. I misspoke a second ago. It's not 6 a.m. Pacific. It's 7 a.m. Pacific. So 7 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. We are going to be live right here in this studio, right where you see us right now. We're going to have the presentations and the speakers, everyone that Chase just mentioned. And I'm super excited. I think we're going to have a phenomenal event, you guys, and just tremendous value for everybody here in the community.
Yeah, no doubt.
I love it. Yeah, guys, make sure to register. Again, it's free.
Yeah.
Like what else? What
much
else do you
is
need
it?
to hear?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Free. $0 and 0 cents. 0.0. Guys, we'll close this episode off with some final thoughts.
Yeah, let's do it.
One thing real quick.
Yeah.
So if you're in town, okay, if you're coming to the event tonight, Penn's Mechanical, 5:30 range, we're going to be there. Okay, and then we have the bus event tomorrow night, Monday night, and we'll announce what we're doing there. But remember, if you're in person, we got some special stuff for you too, and that's going to be a lot of fun to mix and mingle.
Super excited about that. It's going to be fun to get out, spend some time with everybody that's here in town. Check out more sites in Nashville. You know, get my tourist on a little bit. Yeah, guys. My final thoughts on this. Again, make sure that you register for the free virtual if you weren't able to make it out. If you are here in person, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to spend some time with you, and I hope you get just a ton of value that you get to take home with you from this event when it's all said and done. And yeah, guys, it's showtime. So we're going to be ready to go. We're ready to bring some great value and really deliver for you over the next couple of days. Chase, final thoughts.
Yeah, I think whether you're coming in person or you're virtual, just come with something you really want to get out of it and make sure you accomplish that at the end of the day. And we've got speakers that are speaking around 50 minutes. They're going to give you the best of the best. I know personally, I've seen a lot of the presentations. It's not a bunch of high-level fluff. It's actionable stuff you're going to be able to leave with right away. So be ready to go.
Glenn, final thoughts.
So, one thing that we discussed today, you guys, don't get overwhelmed because there will be that much information that will be delivered during this Playbook event. Don't get overwhelmed with the amount of information. Don't try to implement every single thing that you hear right away at the same time. One of the sayings I love is you can do it all, but you can't do it all at once. So, prioritize. I like 2 or 3, like Christian said earlier, prioritize 2 or 3 things that you want to execute on those, and then look at maybe some other information that you were able to get out of this event and figure out how you can implement those into your business, into your agency, and figure out how you can continue to scale and continue to grow. So yeah, those are my final thoughts, you guys. Super excited to be here in Nashville with Christian and Chase, and excited for this event Monday, Tuesday here coming up tomorrow.
And for all of you regular pod listeners, viewers, however you consume the content, like mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing our normally scheduled program tomorrow morning.
That's right.
Before the event kicks off, I believe right here, right?
Yeah.
Right in this exact spot.
Yep.
The show must go on.
So we will see you guys in the morning. We have a great topic about, should we say it?
No. Make
Okay.
them come back.
Well,
Make them come back. But we do have something already.
You're just going to have to wait and see. But we'll be back with you guys. Of course, if you're watching the replay on this on whatever platform, I know the vast majority of you end up watching the replay. Comment #team replay. We love to kind of be able to see who's watching live versus who's watching on the replay. And remember, Freebie Friday.
Yes.
Which means, we will end by commenting on one of the live streams in the 7-Figure Medicare Agent Facebook group. You were entered in one time for each stream you comment on during that week.
I guess we'll have an extra one.
An extra chance.
An extra chance today, brought to you by the Playbook event. So 5 streams this week, 5 chances to win.
Our normally scheduled program is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right. This week, you can add Sunday to that.
That's right.
So we'll have 5 shows for you this week. So make sure to comment on this stream or any of the streams therefore after this week to be entered into Freebie Friday. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. We appreciate you. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or any of those platforms, please give us a 5-star review. We would appreciate it. Subscribe on whatever platform you're watching, and we'll be back next time with some great value. Thanks, everybody.